So what I got here is the Hampton Bay LED solar post cap, and what I'm going to do is show you the measurements, the two adapters that's included, as well as what's inside, how thick the glass is, the quality, and also the battery. So let me go ahead and show you the insides of the post cap light. Now first, I do want to show you the measurements. This adapter here is for the 4-inch post, and a 4-inch post is actually 3.5 inches wide. So you notice how this is actually 3.5 inches, even though they call it a 4-inch post. And this fits very snugly on top of the post, and I'll show you the installation process. My post is actually 4 inches, or the 3.5 inches, and I'll demonstrate that. Now this is for the 6-inch post, and of course it fits everything in between. It'll just have a slight gap. And you'll see that the 6-inch post is actually 5.5 inches. So just keep that in mind. That's how they sort of measure these post caps. Now the screw that it comes with is these very wimpy screws. These screws are actually only 1 inch deep. So once it's actually against the post itself, it doesn't actually go deep inside. So what I've done is I've bought extra screws that are 2 inches deep, and I will be, drilling the hole into the post such that it at least seats 1 inch deep into the post. And these are actually stainless steel for the outdoors, unlike using basically drywall screws, which is going to rust and break off easily. And I have this post, actually it's going to be on a deck, so I don't want it to blow over on a windy day. So let me go ahead and show you the inside of this. So this is actually pretty high quality. You'll notice this is actually not black, it's a dark brown bronze type of color, and it is plastic, but the plastic is not cheap plastic. Now if I cover this, you'll notice it lights up and it's pretty bright. I'll give you a demo of that also, of how long it lasts. Now I could tell you it lasts over 10 hours when I did my testing. So let me go ahead now and give you a look at the glass itself. So the glass itself is very thick. It's one of the heaviest aspects of this. You could see its quality, and this actually gives a very nice design to it when the light shines through. The pattern on the floor and on the walls is actually very nice because of the sort of etching on the glass itself. And once again, this is very heavy, thick glass, as you could see. Now showing you some of the pieces here. Now this piece is sort of the flimsiest part. It's like the frame, and it is plastic, but it is enough to hold it and to hold the sort of high quality glass in place. There is a reflector on the bottom which disperses the light, and you can see that when I do the drill, I actually want this to be seated a little bit more tightly. So the way these things work is they actually seat not very deep using just this square peg here, and it's seated simply like that without any attachment or fastening to the base. So what I'm actually going to do is drill the hose deep to match up with these notches in the bottom here through to the holes. And you'll see for this particular one, I'm going to actually drill 2 extra holes and fasten it a little bit tighter to the post itself. So just keep that in mind. And let me show you the LED here and also the solar panel. Now this is a very high quality solar panel. It seems to absorb and recharge the light pretty decently. So it is very sensitive. Once I have it covered. As far as the light detection, it automatically does turn on. And there is a battery here. So the battery here, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put electrical tape around this and make it a little bit more waterproof. So you see the battery here is not a AA battery, and it could be used or recharged over 500 times. So keep that in mind, that this will only last a year and a half. There's 365 days. This only charges 500 times or 500 cycles. So just keep that in mind. And unfortunately, this is not a AA battery. So that is one of the more prevalent ones you could find as a replacement on Amazon.com. I'll have a link in the description area for a replacement battery that has over 1,000 cycles, 1,200 cycles, and some even have 2,000 cycles of recharging. So that will last you a good, 4 years, roughly. And you'll notice there's these notches on the side here, which actually twist on and holds the top. Now, because of this particular mechanism, you'll notice what happens here is this particular mechanism actually has some water leakage. So if there is a potential for water to go in and through to this those little spacings there. So just keep that in mind. Let me just go around and also show you just the structure of it, so it gives you a better idea when you're installing this. Now additionally, I do want to go through to the box here where it shows you the specs. Now this is 15 lumens, which is one of the higher brightnesses, and this brightness is, I would say, the brightest I could find in the big box stores, and the brightest I could find actually mostly for these posts, which are solar. Typically the ones are less than 10 lumens, and this is very bright, and I'll give you a demo of the brightness here. So you see there's a 2-year warranty. The temperature or color of the light is 300K, and once again it fits a 4-inch by 4-inch to a 6-inch by 6-inch. Here's the exact measurements, height and width of the lamp itself. And here's more description on the lumens. It says 8 hours, but in my test it lasted over 10 hours, which is basically from dawn to dusk. I had it lighted up in my area from 7 p.m. all the way to 8 a.m. So these are the stainless steel screws that I got that actually go a lot deeper than these small little screws that it came with, which just touches basically a less than 1/4 inch. But I will be attaching this base using these screws. So I did use those small screws there to attach this a little bit tighter so that it doesn't blow off down to the driveway. And you can see how it's secure. It's nice and secure now. And it also fits the reflector as well as this here nicely. So there we go. And it gives a fair amount of light here. This is 15 lumens. And you could see the dispersal of the light refracting based on this actual glass here. And keep in mind, this is actual glass. And cover it up. Give you a good angle from different perspectives. So notice it did turn on and there's still some faint light from the exterior. Now I will test this and see how long this will go on. So I didn't really recharge this all that much in the morning. It was indoors and it had the ambient sunlight. So let me go ahead and test it overnight and see how long it stays on. So this is 5 hours later and it's still pretty brightly lit. And there's no signs that the light has dimmed at all. So this is still going after 9 hours. So when dawn came, it was 7 p.m. and now it is about 4:30 a.m. and it is still going strong. So it looks like it does last a good 10 hours here.